bugs are, I would say, like invisible. Why invisible? Because they are not in the code. In traditional testing, everything is like pass and fail, input, output. But here is very different. Like we have for the same input, we have a lot of different outputs. Some of them can be similar, but still non-determinism is completely there. First time that I saw the term stress testing in terms of testing chatbot, I was like, performance testing? No. But no, of course, stress testing for chatbot testing is checking misspellings, some biggest terms, some typos, some bad wording that usually user can use during some frustration moments. Yeah, some magic tool. I didn't find it actually that is doing everything instead of me. Yeah, I'm joking a bit, but yes, I think we are missing tools still, good tools that are doing the stuff.
Welcome to Software Testing Unleashed, the podcast for testers, developers, and test automation engineers, and all the people in the software development process who want to create great, amazing quality software. My today's episode was recorded at Testbots, a great testing conference in Poland. The days were full packed with great quality content, and I had a great time discussing and chatting with the Polish and the international software test community. If you haven't been here, you should definitely go to one of the next Testbots conferences. You find a link to the conference in the show notes. My guest today is Dusanka Lecic. She is a test lead and department manager specialized in performance testing, agile methodologies, and engineering excellence. We talk today about how to test a chatbot. Dusanka shares with us her experiences on testing a chatbot, how to set up such a test, how to deal with prompting, and so on. And now, enjoy the episode. Hi, Dusanka. Great to have you here on the show.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here and to share some knowledge and my expertise.
Yeah, that's great. I had the opportunity to have lunch with you today.
Yes, we had very nice time.
Yeah, it was great to talk and chatting around. And we are here at the Testbots conference. It's a great, nice conference. I like it very much here. I'm very happy to be here. My first time.
Yes, I'm very pleased that I'm also for the first time here, and people are really great, crowded.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like on conferences, I really like crowd, and it's amazing. Different people, different knowledges, different perspectives about everything. I really like it here, and this is not just my first conference in terms of representing my company, Levi9. I'm so on the conferences and try to learn something from different guys that are here, and also to share something useful.
That's always a good reason to be on such a conference here. Yeah, I read in your abstract in the program here you are dealing with testing of chatbots. And I said, here we have to talk about this in the podcast too, because it's I think the primary reason when we see a chatbot and we think about our classical traditional test cases, put something in, get something out, this doesn't work.
Exactly. I hope that topic is very interesting. For me, it was very interesting, very challenging, because I think majority of the people, especially in IT, thinking about the chatbots like, I put some question, I got some answer, I don't care about it, but we are not deep diving in it. What if answer is not correct? And on some questions, we are not familiar with the answers, and do not know is it correct or no. Yes, it's very different from traditional testing. In traditional testing, everything is like pass and fail, input, output. But here is very different. Like we have for the same input, we have a lot of different outputs. Some of them can be similar, but still non-determinism is completely there. So we have in traditional testing one valid case, others are like negative test cases, but in this testing chatbot, we have many valid test cases. And we need to be careful about it, actually.
So let's structure that a little bit and look into it. How did you approach this problem? So to get good tests there and a good quality information out of that.
That is a very interesting question now for me, because when I started to test chatbot, I was like majority of the people. But then I figure out that I need to deep dive. What is under that query, under that question that I'm putting in the chatbot? To deep dive in chunks, to deep dive in queries, in prompts, in chunking strategies, in everything that is completely, I think, still unfamiliar to majority.
And how did you do that? How was your approach to this?
First approach was completely manually because I'm not familiar with it. So I started from a small parts. Okay, what I want from this chatbot? I want to have some accuracy, correctness, some relevance. I want to see that he's answering me correctly. I thought about first like some human needs, what I really want. I want to not repeat some things. I want to not be frustrated. That is, I think, the most important, because I think everyone felt it in one moment with chatbots. But then, of course, after that, there is a lot of technical things that we need to cover in the sense of testing chatbots. So first of all, I started to think about what is chunking, how I get chunks, do I need to do it manually, automatically, how to do it, is it good enough or no, what are the semantic boundaries that we are putting like to improve our chunking strategies and so on. So what are actually, when I first time saw a term RAG system, I was like, what is that and do I need it? Yes, of course, most of the chatbots is built on base of RAG system, and we need to have retrieval logic, we need to test it, so not just response. Response is important, but also what we are retrieving, what is our prompt, what we need to fix in one moment, how to trace, how to retest. So a lot of things are were first unfamiliar to me, and I started to discovering, and it was starting to be very interesting. I found some good things that were challenge for me, like vector embeddings, how to test them, what I expect, is that good enough or no, how to write some test cases, how to produce negative test scenario. First time that I saw the term stress testing in terms of testing chatbot, I was like, performance testing? No. But no, of course, stress testing for chatbot testing is checking misspellings, ambiguous terms, some typos, some bad wording that usually user can use during some frustration moments.
So you looked deep into the chatbot and clustered it in different areas. What you looked so what I understand is that you built your own test strategy by researching what is inside this chatbot and how can you cluster that.
I tried to divide it, not just like my own strategy, but I had some small like framework more like guidance for my testing. What is really important for me, like to preserve the context. So if I have multi-turn interactions with chatbot, I want to remember what I said before. I don't want to repeat myself, and I want to preserve the context. Context is very important, not just content. We need to mix those things. Also, that is like that especially framework is a chat framework, but yeah, with dots like CHAT. Like first of all, C is context retention. That is really important. H for hallucination control. So we really don't want to have some made-up facts, some misleading answers. A for accuracy and relevance. So we need correctness. We need some relevant answers. I don't want any fact. I don't want any answer. I want answer on my question, and that is also really important. And T is for testing workflow. What is testing workflow here? So to trace everything, to fix what is wrong, and of course to retest. We need to retest things with some similar or same queries that we tested first time before fixing.
And when I think I didn't test a chatbot up to now, so but I think it could be sometimes not easy to say if the result I get, not especially from chatbot but also inside, if it's correct in the thing of our quality thinking. So maybe I would suggest there are more answers I get out there than I get really a knowledge out of it.
Yes, you are really correct with this thinking. It is very hard to say, yeah, this is tested and this is okay. And for me, I think it's best to use like a combined approach, hybrid approach, manual testing. So we need really to know what is going on under the questions, under the queries, under the responses and retrievals. So to understand everything, to check everything, it's very consumption, like time consuming. And of course, we also have that automated part that is really important, that makes our lives much easier. And in terms also chatbot testing.
Yeah. And how do you deal with documentation in this stuff to make it repeatable and to know what you have done in your testing workflows and so?
It's a bit harder than we usually think, because now we have more valid test scenarios, more positive test cases, and usually some tools that we can use in terms of creating test scenarios are useful. Do we automate it? Yes, we always can automate also that part and make our life a bit easier in terms of creating documentation. Because I think also our colleague here, one of the speakers, Mitko, mentioned, and he had a very interesting story about AI also. So everything that you can use help of AI, use it. It really saves time in terms of test plans, but it's not so different from traditional testing. Majority, I think, like differences are actually in those valid test cases that we need to have more than in traditional, where it's just one valid test case.
Did you use any literature, research paper or something like that to get into the how to test a chatbot?
Actually, I read a lot of things. I cannot even remember everything. And because I was not the only girl in the team, we have more team members, and we searched a lot of things, like knew some articles, researching papers, some slides, some conference speeches. Everything was in the game to get more and more understanding and information, and trying to implement everything about it, like about overlapping, about top key scores that we have for different chunks, about those unknown things that were unfamiliar to us. But a lot of things you need to be familiar first, to read it, to research it, to search off what kind of database we need, why vector database, and what is so specific, and so.
And when you did all the tests, what were the typical errors and failures, bugs you find in the chatbot?
Not at all, actually. In traditional testing, we are always finding errors in the code. Then we are doing our debugging and, of course, opening the bug and putting some screenshots and describing everything that we can. But from the perspective of testing, Chatbot is completely different, because bugs are, I would say, like, invisible. Why invisible? Because they are not in the code. It can be also the code, of course, but sometimes bugs in retrieving the information from the database. Bugs sometimes can be in prompts itself, because sometimes we have some bad structure of prompt, but also sometimes we have bug in generation of response. So it's very different from traditional testing.
And very, very different bug types too. You find, okay, yeah. And but was it all easy when you find something, maybe from the data stuff, or for the training data behind that, which was easy to fix, or
something is easy to fix, but again, something is not so easy to fix. So we need to really be able to log everything that we can. So traceability is very important here, to log every information, not just query, not just response. So to log also chunks, to know why we retrieved some chunks, what was retrieved, on which way. So everything that we can, that can help us in one moment to fix the bug. Sometimes we need to retrain our model, to update it, to start to figure out about some strategies to handle all those situations. But also, error can happen. And we need also to have that in mind, that if we doing everything to prevent it, and it is happening, that we can accept it, and to have some lessons from there, to maybe implement some fallback logic for our chatbot. Also, maybe to implement some additional logic for questioning, like to chatbot be able to ask a user, are you thinking about this or that? To ask for more explanation what we are asking about. Also, to try to use all feedback that we have from user, all errors, to retrain our model to make it better. But it's normal to have some errors
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the end.
yeah. Sure. That's. I think that's a part why we test. So, when we come to test documentation, did you use the same tools for as you use for writing your test cases and stuff, like a Jira or something, or an Excel spreadsheet or another test management tool, or did you use different tools for managing your test cases?
So most of the tools that we have now, test management tools, has some built AI, like some add-in or in itself. So basically, we can use it. But also, we tried to automate that process, a particular process, so to make it easier, not to type everything because it's very hard and time-consuming.
Yeah, that's true. And do you have in the process when you are now with a lot of experience about the chatbot testing, is there a tool that you missed all the time where you said that would be great if there would be a tool that helps me with this problem?
Yeah, some magic tool. I didn't find it actually that is doing everything instead of me. Yeah, I'm joking a bit, but yes, I think we are missing tools still, good tools that are doing the stuff. Like here, we used a lot of different tools to try it, and one of the most successful tools was RAGAS for testing RAG systems, but I think that we cannot test everything like with it. Just one part, then a lot of manual testing again. And I think it's not just in the chatbot testing. In majority things, we can use AI in some parts, but in some where is hard infrastructure, like subsystems, or something like that. Maybe it will change during the next period, but for now, we miss some tools, definitely.
Maybe it's because it's everything a very new topic to test this stuff. They are just individual customized solutions, and then they will sometime become a product and a suite for testing, maybe a chatbot or something like that to combine these tools. But that's maybe the future. Yeah.
I hope.
Yeah. Dušanka, thank you very much for these insights. I think chatbot testing is a thing. I want to try it out someday.
Yes, I encourage you to try it. Just to play around with it and to see what is happening, to try to learn from it, but also to try to train it a bit with questions and everything. I think it's very useful and interesting. So thank you on this invitation also.
Yeah, thank you for your time and enjoy the rest of the conference and then a safe travel home.
Thank you.
And to the next conference, I know you're going to.
Yes, the next conference is expected to me. And thank you on this invitation and also enjoy in the rest of the conference. Thank you
very much.